Hello, my beautiful peeps. How are you guys doing out here on this beautiful Friday, the 13th of 2023, on this beautiful Friday? Yes, guys, I know it's different that I'm on Friday. I had to work Thursday, I had training, so I have today off, and why not? You know, I haven't been on my podcast for 2 weeks now, on a Thursday. Of course, I celebrated my birthday. It was beautiful. And that Thursday, I just took that time out to enjoy my daughter, and hey, that's what I did. Today, I'm doing my podcast a little different. I'm outside on my porch. I don't know how long that my internet is going to continue working good, because sometimes the shit act funny, especially when I'm outside. But it feels so good outside. It's pretty outside. The wind is blowing, and I saw this cute hat that my daughter left. You see what it says? Haters love me. I love this hat. This is cute. It's a cute hat, because some people do have haters out there, So, hey, I'm pretty sure I probably do have haters. So it's like, to all my haters out there, haters love me. I thought that was cute. But yes, guys, I'm just sitting on my porch, and I decided to come on today, since I didn't come on yesterday, and 2 weeks from now I didn't come on. But yes, I did a little video on Tuesday. My heart was heavy, so I just had to get on there, and I had to speak, because sometimes, when you go through grief, it takes a minute, it don't just go away, it takes a minute. And sometimes when it comes on your heart, it's good to speak on it, and I felt like somebody needed to hear it, and I spoke on it. But yes, guys, it's kind of a little, sun is bright, but it feels good. It feels real good. But today's topic, I feel like this topic needs to be talked about, because I ran across a couple conversations that, people are afraid of. So today's podcast is going to be, how many of you guys out there are afraid to be alone? How many of you guys out there are afraid to be alone? A lot of people are afraid to be alone. A lot of people are, and I just feel like, being alone is going to help you reflect on yourself, and especially, if you're going through a journey, of trying to learn about yourself, it's good to start out by, being alone. A lot of people are afraid to be alone. So I'm going to read a couple things, and also I'm going to give y'all a couple opinions that I feel, why you should be alone, and don't be afraid of that. I think the hardest thing about self-love, especially when you're going through a journey of it, learning about yourself, is reminding yourself that it's okay to be alone. A lot of times we don't realize that we don't take a moment to be alone, because, especially if you're like in a relationship with a person, and then you and that person relationship you're quick to jump into another situation. You never gave yourself time to just be alone, to sit there, to think, to reflect, and to realize, what part you played in that relationship. Sometimes, people don't want to realize why they are continuing to deal with the same old. Have you ever asked yourself, like when you deal with different situations, have you ever asked yourself, like, wow, why I'm keep dealing with the same situation over and over again? It's because you're not taking time out to be alone, to clear your mind, to realize what's really going on. Being alone can give us opportunity to self-reflect, reflection, and personal growth, and give us space and time that we need to process our thoughts and our emotions. And that's the biggest thing a lot of people are afraid of. A lot of people are afraid to be alone is because they are afraid of those thoughts that is going to come up that they know that they need to deal with. You have to deal with the things that you're dealing with deep inside. You have to take a moment to say, okay, let me take a moment to myself. Let me find myself again. We don't realize how we lose ourselves. Because our life is so busy that we're not taking time out for ourselves to realize, and a lot of times people really don't want to face themselves. A lot of times people don't. Because if you really realize some situations that you find yourself being in, you might be the problem. You might actually be that toxic person, that problem. But sometimes people don't want to realize the part that they play in different situations that they find themselves in. And that was the biggest thing that taught me when I was alone, being alone. It taught me to recognize my part that I played, to recognize what the things that I should have done different. It gave me a time to reflect on myself. Because the beautiful thing is, when you know about yourself and learned about yourself, nobody can come to you and tell you about yourself and you're going to get angry. Because my thing is, once you know about yourself, you're a person that get upset. You know that you're a person that you're toxic. Once you learn about yourself and know about yourself and know your triggers, that's the biggest key. That's the biggest key. So, question. Sometimes the issue is you. Sometimes the issue is you. 1, sometimes we are the toxic ones. A lot of times people don't want to realize that they are toxic. People don't want to realize that. If you're a person that you're a toxic, you need to admit that you're a toxic person. Stop denying it, and admit it. You are. 2, if everyone you meet is an asshole, the chances you are the asshole. People don't want to realize that. That's why you got to start learning about yourself and being honest with yourself. You have to learn about your triggers. Everybody has triggers in their life. That something is going to trigger you. But you have to learn how to deal with your triggers. You have to. If you come across in a very aggressive person, you're going to have to work on that to learn how to calm yourself, when you get ready to speak. Sometimes I do find myself getting aggressive when I feel like a person is just not getting the shit, or just not understanding the shit, or just trying to switch the shit back on me. I do get very aggressive of that. So I'm teaching myself how to not get to that point of being aggressive when I need to get my point across. You know, that is something that I am working on. And that is something that I am being honest with myself. You have to start learning how to be honest with yourself. And that's where it starts, of you being alone. And when I say be alone, I'm saying have a moment to yourself. Sit there with quietness. Close your eyes. Let those thoughts come to you. Some of those thoughts that comes to you, it might bring tears to your eyes. Let those tears flow. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that. Stop being afraid of letting your emotions come out. Stop being afraid of that. 3, it is not possible everyone else is always at fault and you are always blamed the victim. They have so many people that I have come across that don't even realize that they always play the victim. You know, when I mean playing the victim is that people don't realize the part that they play, you know, the things that they say, but they always want to go back to things that they find themselves being depressed about. My thing is, a lot of times people put themselves in depression because of the choices that you make in your life. A lot of your choices that you're making in your life is bringing on depression to you. I can understand that things that we cannot control and it brings on depression, I can understand that. But things that you can control, you have to watch your choices that you're starting to make in your life to make your life better. Stop living in your sorrow and always making excuses. This is why, you know, you don't understand that I'm going through this. It's because I'm dealing with that. And stop making excuses. You're going to continue going through bullshit if you don't stop. Take that moment. Be alone. Ask yourself, what are you missing in your life? What are you missing in your life? A lot of us are missing things in our life. A lot of us. But you won't know that if you don't take the moment to be alone, to clear your mind. And you wonder why you can't handle situations. You wonder why you're falling in depression. You wonder why you're falling into drinking. You wonder why you're falling into drugs. You wonder why you're falling into this and that. Because you're avoiding what you need to be focused on to better yourself. We got to stop abusing ourselves. We have to. We have to stop making excuses of ourselves. You know, you should get tired of dealing with the same old bullshit over and over again. It's because God is trying to tell you, I need you to take a moment. I need you to be alone for a moment. I need you to get your mental right. We got to get our mental right. We got to. That's why you got to find ways to get things out. You can't continue balling those things in. If you want to heal yourself, you got to completely heal yourself. You got to face your demons head on. I know a lot of you guys are so afraid to face your demons. But you got to face your demons to heal, to be better, to feel better, to really understand your life. So many people out here in this world is lost. They lost. Some of these people out here in this world don't even want to go home. They don't want to go home. So many people in this world just want to just give up on life because they tired. We all tired. Because there's a lot to deal with in life. There's a lot. You got to deal with your kids going through things. You got to deal with bullshit on your job. You got to deal with bullshit in a relationship. You got to deal with bullshit with friends. You got to deal with a lot of bullshit. But you can't allow that bullshit to take control of your life anymore. You got to find ways to release it. We got to stop bringing other people bullshit onto us. People got to get it. People got to understand it. You only can show a person so much. But if that person is not trying to help themselves, you got to step back. You got to step back. I know it's hard. It's hard. Because it's hard for me when my kids go through things. It's hard for me to step back some. But I had to realize, you got to step back. They have to go through their own. They have to find ways on their own to deal with their lives. Because we don't realize we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves so much that we don't take a time to take a moment to be alone because we're afraid how we're going to feel. We're going to be afraid of that anger because we're saying to ourselves, what did I do wrong? I thought I was doing things right. But look what all the shit that I am dealing with. Reflect on the shit that you're dealing with. And that shit that you're dealing with, you gotta ask yourself, is it worth me dealing with this bullshit and continue losing myself in this bullshit? You gotta get back into yourself. You know, especially a lot of us are up in our age, in our 50s. We gotta start taking care of ourselves. And by starting taking care of yourself, you gotta find out deep down in your soul, deep down, you gotta find out, what is it? What is it? I am missing something in my life. Because you don't realize you get vulnerable and you're dealing with a lot of bullshit, especially people that is dealing with bullshit in a relationship. you got to, all I'm going to tell you, you just got to find what is making you feeling depressed of this relationship or feeling some type of way of this relationship. You got to ask yourself, what is it in this relationship that I am missing? It's always something that we're missing that do not bring on happiness to us. And then we have to also realize people are not going to love us the way we want to be loved. We have to stop beating ourselves up because of that. I have beaten myself up so much of that and realized to myself that people are not going to love me the way I want to be loved. I have to show them how I want to be loved. You know, you got to start being, true to yourself. You got to start changing your mindset. Stop, going into speaking on yourself. Stop speaking on yourself in a negative way. A lot of women and a lot of men speak on themselves in a negative way. If you're telling yourself that you fucked up in the head, change that. What are you trying to do to change those things while you fucked up in the head? If you feel broken, find out why you're broken. Give yourself time to breathe, to reflect on yourself. Being alone. Hold on. I gotta push this up some, y'all, because I'm like dead in the sun. A lot of times people don't realize your darkest moments in your life, those dark moments in your life is going to teach you. And when I say it's going to teach you, it's going to teach you how to be a better person. It's going to teach you how to feel good about yourself. It's going to teach you what bullshit you're going to allow and what bullshit you're not going to allow. It's going to build up your confidence. It's going to build up your insecurity, because a lot of women, a lot of men are very insecure about themselves. They are. You got to find out what's going on down inside of yourself. Why are you feeling that way towards yourself? Stop talking bad about yourself. And you don't have to keep on repeating your past. You don't have to keep repeating. You don't have to keep talking about your past. Be proud of your past. That was lessons that taught you how to be strong. Those was lessons that taught you how to be a better person, to love yourself more. Because we forget to love ourselves. We do. That's why we get abused of people, or abused of people feeling like they can just, we allow them to talk to us crazy. We allow them to disrespect us because we don't love ourselves enough. Because when you love yourself enough, you're not going to let nobody, and I mean nobody, disrespect you in no type of way. You're not. And then also, being alone, it teaches you how to handle situations. It teaches you how to deal with situations. You got to teach yourself to change your mindset. If you're going to speak on it, that you want a better life, you want to be a better person, you got to work on yourself. And you got to be honest with yourself. And you got to own up to the part that you played. And I know a lot of times people are searching for closure. Sometimes God is not going to give us that closure. Some things don't need to be with a closure. Some things is what it is. Their time is up. You know, their time is up. You have to understand this is your life. You got to make better choices in your life. Like me, you know, before I got into myself, learning about myself, I made a lot of bad choices in my life that I wasn't proud of. But once I started learning about me and started learning about my life, I had to say to myself, those choices that I was making, I was bringing bullshit onto me. I was bringing depression onto me because it was bad choices that I was making. I'm not going to make bad choices. I'm going to make good choices regardless if I feel like I have to walk away from something. I know that I made the best choice. And another thing, you got to teach yourself. Stop taking on other people's opinion about you. Stop. Once you learn how to not take people's opinion personally, you're going to be so powerful. Everybody is going to express what they think they know about you. Because truly, people really, truly don't really, truly know about you. They don't. Only you should know your true self. So people's opinion, what they think they know about you, that's their opinion. Don't take their opinion to heart. Don't stop yourself what you're focusing on because what their opinion say. That's their opinion. That's the way they feel about it. It's okay. I had to teach myself that. Because I used to take people's opinion to heart. They used to stay right there on my shoulder. And then there I go, overthinking and shit. I used to be a big overthinker. Big time. It's because I was allowing other people's opinions affect me. And I had to teach myself, hold up. That's their opinion. That's not me. I know me. When you know yourself, people's opinion don't freaking matter. That's the way they feel. And you got to learn how to not go back and forth with a person about you. That. It shouldn't be no discussion that I should go back and forth to try to tell you about me. You should know a little bit about me, what I present to you. Because a lot of times people do want to try to get you to second guess your character. Stop allowing people to make you second guess yourself. And you got to learn how to stand your ground. If it's something that you're not going to tolerate, or if it's something that you're not going to deal with, make sure you stand by that. Stop speaking on it. We spoke on a lot of shit that we wasn't going to deal with, but we find ourselves dealing with the bullshit. So if you're starting to be real to yourself and true to yourself, stand by your word. Stand by your word. Stand by your word. You know, I just want you guys out there to really, really, like, change your mindset about your life. You know, life is precious. You know, it is time for you to stop living in your pity. Stop giving yourself a pity party. Stop. You know, and if you're a person that, you know, you find yourself constantly helping this person, helping this person, and helping this person, helping this person, maybe it's time for you to just step back a little bit. Because one thing about it, if a person really want to help themselves, they're going to help themselves. That's just like if a person really want to change, they're going to change themselves. But a lot of times people talk that shit, but they're not living by it. They're not doing it. And another thing, watch your words. Words are powerful. Because one thing about it, if you tell someone something so bad, so hurtful, you can't never take that back. That person is always going to remember what you said, regardless if they forgave you or not. Watch your words. I feel like if you're going to speak on someone, speak on that person positive. You ain't got to speak on that person negative. You ain't got to do that. That person know that there ain't shit. People know they ain't shit. People know that they're fuck-ups. But we don't have to entertain that negativity. We don't. You got to learn how to remove yourself from negativity. You have to. If you want to have a peaceful life, you got to live in a peaceful life. You have to. You know, so don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid of that. Being alone is beautiful. It gives you an opportunity to learn the things that you love. It gives you an opportunity to do the things that you love. You know, you can focus more about your life. And don't continue going in life looking beyond the next day. Deal with what's going on right now. Deal with why you're, you know, if you go home today and your heart is feeling heavy, take a moment by yourself, because that's going to give you time to understand why your heart is feeling heavy today. That's just like when I went on live. My heart was heavy because I felt that I needed to release it. And yes, I released it to y'all because I have a podcast. I'm trying to touch someone out there to teach them, don't be afraid of how you're feeling inside. Don't run from that. You know, a lot of times people run for what they feeling. Don't do that. You can't continue running forever. Sooner or later you're gonna have to face it. You know, sooner or later you're gonna have to face it. You know, you just gotta ask yourself today, hey, I keep telling myself that I want things different in my life. I keep telling myself that I want to be happy in my life. If you keep telling yourself those things, ask yourself, are you really, really practicing those things to have a better life? Stop being afraid of yourself. We're afraid of ourselves. We are. We're afraid of ourselves. Don't be afraid of yourself. You created yourself. You did. So don't be afraid of it. It's time for you to guide your life the right way. It's time for you to stop making excuses about your life. You got to understand right now at this moment where you at in life, you're supposed to be there. You have to have patience. Things are not going to always come to us when we want it. It always comes to us when we need it. You got to have patience in your life. Stop rushing through your life. I know we all have busy schedules, but that's no excuse. Take a moment to stop. It won't hurt you to give yourself 5 minutes alone to yourself. I don't care where you're at. Take a moment to yourself. When you get up in the morning, don't get up in the morning and first thing you say, oh, I'm tired. Oh, my God, it's going to be an awful day. Oh, did I stop doing that to yourself? Because you're programming in your mind how your day is going to start off. I know it's hard because we're so used to doing those things. It's hard for me. But I go into my day in a positive way. If I'm feeling a little down, I'm going to put on a song that's going to uplift me, that's going to, bring that, what I'm feeling, bringing that up. So it won't affect my day. You got to find ways to help you. You got to find ways to help you. Because nobody don't know how you truly feel inside but you. So you got to help you. Yes, it's good getting good, positive advice. But you got to work on yourself. You got to work on yourself. I work on myself every day. I learn different things about myself every day. I'm true to myself. I'm true about my feelings. I'm not afraid to express how I feel. Yes, some people might take it, that I am so aggressive or I am so but I'm true to myself. I'm true to myself. But I just want you guys to just really, 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 take time out to really try to change yourself, because life is not as hard as we're making our life is. It's a lot of our choices that we're making in our life. That's why we're dealing with bullshit. It's the choices that we're making in our life. We just have to start making better choices in our life. You know that you got things that you're weak of. You need to work on those things to be a better person. Stop making excuses. Stop pushing it on the rug. Because you don't realize the little things that is affecting you is causing things that goes on in your life. Be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Because if you don't give yourself a reality check, you're going to continue going in your life dealing with bullshit that you chose to deal with. You gotta give room for the things that is gonna come your way. It's out of your control. Those are the things that you need to give room for, because those things are things that's gonna hit you real hard, and that's really gonna test how strong you really are. But if you allowing the bad choices that you're making bringing more depression to yourself, you're not going to be able to deal with the things that's going to be out of your control. You're not. Because my biggest thing is that we all deal with depression. Everybody deals with depression. You got to learn how to deal with your depression. Because depression will take you all the way back to your trauma time. But you can't allow your depression to go back that far. You can't. You gotta face that depression head on. and ask yourself, what the fuck is going on to put me in this depression mode? Don't go back to your trauma days. Don't do that. Because for one thing, you're supposed to learn how to heal from your trauma. But a lot of times people want to go back to their trauma days because they're dealing with new depression. You can't do that. You can't. That's why I tell people you need to be alone. If you're still dealing with your trauma, how can you not? Wait. Let me go back. If you're still dealing with your trauma, you cannot move forward with your life to make your life better and at peace because you're not trying to heal yourself. We're afraid to feel healed from that situation because we want to hold on to it. And you don't realize by you holding on to that trauma, it's causing issues in your life. It's keeping you in that negative thoughts of your life. You got to learn how to heal from your trauma to move forward in life. So then when you do deal with a depression, you can analyze that depression and ask yourself, hey, I'm putting my own self in this bullshit. That's why I tell you guys, be alone. That's the only way it's going to help you clear those thoughts. To clear your mind. It feels good. I just feel like it just recharges you. It just makes you feel better about yourself because you're facing your fears. You know, you're not afraid to understand why you went through the things that you went through. You can own up to it. Like the shit that I went through it. I owned up to my part. I played a part in that. I allow myself to deal with the bullshit that I dealt with. I chose that. That was my choice. It wasn't their choice. It was my choice. Because we have a choice. We have a choice to learn how to walk away. But we make excuses and excuses and excuses why we can't walk away. You can walk away. Because just think, you found yourself in a situation, you walked away and you never looked back. So stop making excuses why you can't walk away. Just be true to yourself. You know why you can't walk away. Be honest with yourself. People don't like to be honest with themselves. They don't. Like, every situation I went through, I could be honest with myself. I had one situation that I went through that brought me through there. I was dumb as fuck. I was blinded. I was in a fantasy where I wanted to you know, if you ever felt that way, you're in like a fantasy thing thinking that, okay, this person like really truly love me. You make excuses and shit and then you realize, no, I'm playing my own damn self. I'm draining my own self. You know, you got to be true to yourself. And I'm getting ready to burn my sage, and I was supposed to burn my sage before I got started. But I'm about to burn it now because I'm getting ready to close because, ooh, it's getting kind of warm out here. The wind was blowing. But, you got to get your shit together. You know, if you want peace in your life, start working on yourself. Owning up to your own shit. And be honest with yourself. It's okay if you were stupid. We all have been stupid. You know, some people realize that they stupid and they still dealing with the same stupid shit. But you got to be true to yourself. You know, if you're going to deal with bullshit, if you're going to stay in bullshit, be true to yourself. Stop speaking on the shit when you know you're not going nowhere, you're not leaving the situation. Stop speaking on the shit. Stop speaking on it. People get tired of hearing the same old bullshit when you're not even trying to make a difference. You know, just change your mindset. Get those negative thoughts out and put in positive thoughts. Take a moment to meditate. That's beautiful. It's beautiful to meditate. It is, guys. You know, and that's just like, you know, when you be alone, you know, you're taking a moment to clear your mind. You know, it's always good to have a moment to yourself. Always good. And for the ones out there, if you feel like you're back against the wall, you feel like you just want to give up on life, please don't give up on life. Find what's not making you happy. If you feel like you're starting to have mental thoughts, you're starting, you know, your mind is telling you to kill yourself or let yourself go, please go out and get you some help. Please. Or find somebody that you can vent to. And when you vent to people, this is my biggest thing. Remember, guys, when you want to vent to people, make sure you tell people you do not want no opinions, you don't want no feedback, you just want to vent. Because a lot of times people get into big arguments, big confusions, because people feel like people don't listen, people feel like they're not hearing them. It's not the fact that a person is not listening, it's not the fact that a person is not hearing you. It's just that sometimes when you say some shit, it's just a person just got to speak on the shit, because the shit is just like, no, what the fuck? So when you vent, just tell that person that you just want to vent. You don't want no feedback or none of that, so you and that person won't have no misunderstanding. Now, if you do want a person's opinion, you just tell that person at the end, after I finish saying it. And please, don't go so long with it. Just get to the point. People always want to go drag the whole what they want to talk. Just get to the main point. Get to the main point, because that person already know what you really want to talk about. So just get to the main point. But if you want that person's opinion, be ready for that person's opinion. But remember, don't take that person's opinion to heart. That's only their opinion. You know you. You know your situation. You know. But also, too, for the ones out there that have lost someone this week, lost someone last month, a couple months, like me. It's coming up a year next Tuesday for my mom. Whatever you do, don't stay there in that sad moment. Change those sadness to happy days. You know, think of good memories of them. Post pictures of your loved one. And don't be afraid to talk about your loved ones. You know, and don't be afraid to grieve. You know, if you have a moment that you just need to fucking cry, do the shit. Stop. People need to stop making excuses why they need to cry. Just that. If you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like talking about your loved one that passed away, don't be afraid to talk about, oh shit. Ooh. Talk about your loved ones. I'm going to have to put this out because it's burning. Your loved ones. Don't be afraid of that. You know, don't be afraid of that. And whatever you do, just, you know, don't fall deep in a depression. Because death will bring depression on real deep. It will. That's why, you know, Tuesday I released what I've been wanting to release. I released the shit. I wasn't afraid to release the shit. You know, I'm not afraid to, you know, speak on what I deal with. I'm not afraid to speak on that, because I know somebody out there is dealing with the same bullshit, but they just afraid to talk about it, but they would love to hear positive ways of how to deal with that situation. And also, too, you know, my favorite thing is don't forget to give someone a hug. Everybody needs a hug out there. I can just imagine how many people on my page that needs a hug. I'm sending all you guys a good, big hug to all you guys out there. All you guys need a hug out there. You know, for all the ones out there that are celebrating a birthday the month of October, happy birthday to you guys. Make sure you celebrate another year on this earth. You know, enjoy yourself. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid of that. You'd be surprised to step out of your comfort zone. But thank you guys. I really, really appreciate. I apologize, you know, the last 2 Thursdays and also, you know, yesterday that I didn't come on. The reason why I didn't come on yesterday is because I had to work, but I'm on today. But, and another thing too, you know, it makes me feel so good. You know, I've been doing my podcast for a year, and it makes me feel good when I go places that people I don't even know that come up to me and tell me how much they appreciate my podcast. You know, and that means a lot to me, because when I'm on my podcast, guys, I cannot see how many people are viewing me. I can't. The most that I'll see that is like 1 or 2. Like right now, I just see 1 person viewing me. You know, which I don't go by that, you know, because I'm not trying to go. Oh, okay, that was my husband, y'all. I wasn't, you know, I'm not trying to do this about likes, shares, you know, all that. I'm just trying to do what God had planned for me, what my purpose was. And my purpose is to help people out there to try to look at their life in a positive way, to try to change your mindset. You know, and I feel like a lot of people out here in this world is lost. You know, and I know a lot of people out here in this world don't have a person that, you know, is helping them or guiding them to look at their life in a positive way. I know some people surrounding themselves with negative people, and they don't know how to remove themselves from negative people because they're tired of it. You know, some people are tired of their life. The way they live in their life, they want different, they won't change. So I'm out here trying to, you know, give you guys, you know, my opinion of the way that, you know, you should start looking at your life. We have to break those old curses. We have to. You have to talk to your family more about the issues that you're going through, because a lot of people out here, and I preach about this all the time, is dealing with mental illness. A lot of people are. But you got to stop being afraid of what you're feeling inside and talk to someone. Because as much as you keeping that in, you're destroying yourself. You are. You know, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You know, don't be afraid. You know, God got you. He do. He got all of us. You know, sometimes he just wants us to work a little harder. You know, because sometimes he's just telling us that we're not understanding how our life's supposed to be. We're not supposed to be on this earth living, you know, in misery of the things that we're choosing to live in. We got to change our choices of our life. We have to. You know, you got to enjoy your life. Don't just let your life just go to waste. Don't do that. Enjoy your life. Have fun. You know, I see a lot of people just don't enjoy their life. They just live in a misery. Just, come on. That shit get old. You know? Shoot, I'm trying to enjoy my life as much as I can. I don't know what God is going to put on my life that I'm not going to be able to enjoy my life to the fullest. That's the way I look at my life. I don't know when God going to say, Keisha, you're stuck right here. That's the way you got to look at your life. And then another thing too, when you're around people that you love, and you love their energy, enjoy those people. Enjoy those moments. You know, make memories. Take time to have a moment and enjoy yourself. Don't go out and think about what's going on at home or what. Enjoy yourself. We got to learn how to shut those things off. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. And like I said, guys, I am trying to get it together with Terrell. I have to see his schedule. You know, because I really, really, truly, truly, and this is on my heart, that I need to speak on this, you know, because they have so many men, especially black men, are walking around suffering in silence real bad. Real bad. Real bad, guys. And I feel like that topic needs to be talked about. And I pray that when I do get it together, which is going to happen, I pray a lot of guys tune in, and I hope it's going to teach them to learn how to open up and talk what they're feeling inside. Men are so afraid to speak on how they feel, because a lot of times, you know, they was brought up thinking that they supposed to stay tough, they supposed to stay strong, crying is weak. But they lied to y'all. They lied to y'all. Y'all are entitled to express how y'all feel inside. Y'all entitled to cry. It don't make you weak to cry. It don't. It don't make you weak to cry. You know, if you get a man that cry in front of you, don't look at him being weak. He's finally releasing how he's feeling inside, because it takes a lot for a man to cry, because they have been taught to stay numb when it comes to feelings and emotions. A lot of men out there do not know how to love. They don't. They don't. And I feel like that conversation needs to be talked about, because they have a lot of black men out there are suffering in silence. And they dealing with their mental really bad. Real bad. They are. That's why you see a lot of young black men are lost. They're lost because they don't know how to express how they feeling inside. They don't know how to get that shit out. And by them getting it out, they doing it the wrong way. They doing it the negative way. So when I get that together, I will post that and post that all week, because that is a topic that needs to talk about. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I see my skin is glowing out here. I ain't got no makeup on, no lashes on. I ain't got none of that. I got none of that on. But it's okay. I'm still beautiful. I am. You know, that's one thing about me. I build up confidence in myself every day and tell myself, Keisha, you powerful girl. You are. You did that. Pat yourself in the... Shit, I came a long ways. A long ways. A long ways. Sometimes I say to myself, Lord, I'm surprised I'm still here. You know, I came a long ways. But I had to teach myself. I had to teach myself. That's why a lot of times when people see me in different situations, they see how calm I am. I taught myself how to be that way. I taught myself. That didn't happen overnight. I taught myself a long time. You know. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. If you feel like you want to share it, share it. If you feel like somebody on your page needs to hear this, share it. And remember, don't be afraid to be alone. Take a moment to yourself. Take a moment to yourself. And don't be afraid to do the things that you love to do. Step out of your box. Step out of your box. If you like to be out in, you know, outside, do that. Do the things that you love to do. If music is your get-go that lifts you up, music is my get-go. Music lifts me up. That's why I listen to music all the time. Find ways to help you lift yourself up. Find ways. There's a lot of ways to lift yourself up. Lift yourself up. Stop waiting for others to lift you up. Lift yourself up. Stop living in your pity party. Stop it. And take care of yourself. take care of yourself. And that's the biggest thing. My biggest challenge is learning how to take care of myself healthy. We got to take care of ourselves healthy. We got to take care of our skin. We have to take care of ourselves. We got to stop abusing ourselves. Stop abusing yourself and take care of yourself. But thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I'm excited. One of my homegirls that I haven't seen in so long, Shauna Brown, she's down here for the weekend. I guess Biloxi got their prom tonight or something. But yes, we're going to hang out at Elaine's. So if y'all want to come hang out with us, we're going to be at Elaine's. If y'all know Shauna or whatever, and y'all haven't seen her in a long time, yes. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a good time. I'm very excited about that. But thank you, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And also, too, I had a nice time last night. I went to Elaine's last night to karaoke's. And I had a nice time, because it was different. It was different, but it was nice. I sat in the cut. Nobody didn't know I was in there, because I like to go out by myself. That's why I say don't be afraid to be by yourself. Shit, don't be afraid. But one thing about it, but if you're going to be by yourself, make sure you protect yourself. Make sure you don't go out by yourself and get, especially if you like to get fucked up, drink. Watch yourself. Watch your surroundings. Don't get too fucked up because you got to remember you're by yourself. So you got to always pay attention. Be safe. Be safe out there because they got a lot of crazy people out there. So be safe. Remember that. But there's nothing wrong going out by yourself. I know a lot of you guys out there are afraid to go out by yourself. Try it. Just try it. You'll be surprised how much fun you have by yourself. Just try it. You don't always have to have somebody to do things, to go places. Get that out of your mindset. Get that out of your mindset. See, that's the negative mindset that you're thinking. Change your thoughts. Change your thoughts. Change the way you talk about yourself. Change the way you look at yourself. Change those thoughts. Stop looking at yourself in a negative way. Take that moment to go out by yourself. You can even go get something to eat. Have that moment by yourself. It's beautiful to be by yourself. Don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid, guys, to be alone. But thank you, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Y'all be safe this weekend. Peace, love, and happiness. And I burn my sage for all you guys out there that if your heart is feeling heavy today, may God uplift that. Make him, somebody bring a hug to you, tell you how much they mean, they love you, all of that. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. And nobody haven't told you, I'm telling you. I love you. I'm sending you a big, big hug. And whatever you do, don't give up. Keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. The sun will shine again. Trust me. God just wants you to work on yourself a little harder. And be honest with yourself and be true. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Peace.